Welcome to Project Resource Management Tools and Techniques video part B. Today I'm going to talk about the tools and techniques of develop team, manage team and control resources of the project resource management knowledge area. In last video we have talked about the tools and techniques involved in plan resource management, estimate activity resources and acquire resources. But first I will recap my last lecture. I will again try to explain the tools and techniques of plan resource management, estimate activity resources and acquire resources. Please remember, all processes of PMBOK, we have 49 processes. They have divided processes into three sections: inputs, tools and techniques and outputs. Inputs are the documents needed to work on a process. For instance, we are working on plan resource management. So what documents are needed to work on this process? We need project charter. So project charter becomes input to plan resource management. We need project management plan. We need project documents, and enterprise environmental factors and organizational process assets are the common inputs to plan resource management. Similarly, in last video we have also talked about estimate activity resources, and to work on this process what documents are needed. For instance, we need project management plan. We need project documents. What documents? We need scope baselines, for instance, which contains a scope statement, WBS and WBS dictionary. For example, we also need activity list, activity attributes list and milestones list, obviously. Then we can assign resources. We also need network diagram, and then finally we can assign resources to our activities. And obviously enterprise environmental factors and organizational process assets are the common inputs to all processes of PMBOK. We have also talked about the tools and techniques of acquire resources. So what inputs are needed? Number one is project management plan. You need project documents and enterprise environmental factors and organizational process assets. So inputs are basically the documents needed to work on any specific process of project management. And we have talked about the tools and techniques of plan resource management, estimate activity resources and activity resources and acquire resources. So what are tools and techniques? Tools and techniques are the skills, knowledge of a project manager which he or she applies to perform that work in that specific process. So let's talk about data representation. Data representation is a tool and technique of plan resource management process. It contains organizational chart. Obviously you have to explain the hierarchical chart of your project team. Like on the top you have a project manager, then in second layer you have line managers, and under line managers different team members report to them. We have all responsibility chart as well, that is called responsibility assignment matrix. Obviously you will assign an activity to someone within your team, and when he will complete that task, obviously he will report to someone. In case if he need any help, he will contact someone. And finally we have role description. Role description is like your job description, which normally we get when we are appointed somewhere. So we have talked about data representation, we have talked about responsibility assignment matrix, we have also talked about in detail about text oriented formats. So I'm not going to read these slides because we have talked about in detail in last video. Another tool and technique is called organizational theory, which provides information regarding the way in which people, teams and organizational unit behaves. We have a very common tool and technique is called expert judgment. Since like in inputs, enterprise environmental factors and organizational process assets are the common inputs to all processes in PMBOK. Similarly, in tools and techniques, up to 90% of time you will see expert judgment and meetings. These two are the common tool and techniques of around all processes of project management. Expert judgment to take opinion from someone, or you can acquire expertise of someone, is called expert judgment. And obviously meetings, when planning human resource management of the project management team will hold planning meetings. We have talked about in detail about meetings. You can watch my videos as well, which has been uploaded in my YouTube channel. Now let's talk about the tools and techniques of estimate activity resources process. This is second process of project resource management knowledge area. The first tool and technique is obviously expert judgment. We have talked about expert judgment to get opinion or expertise of someone. Second tool and technique is called bottom-up estimating. Bottom-up estimating involves estimating of work at the lowest possible level of detail. For instance, you have work breakdown structure and you have decomposed your work breakdown structure up to work packages level. Next step, what we do, we take our each and every work package and we further decompose our work packages into more smaller components. Those components are called activities. So to find estimate of each and every individual activity, then take a sum of all activities up to work package level, and then you can find the total estimate for work package to complete. That is called bottom up estimating. This technique is used when we do something new which was not done in similar previous projects, or the project sponsor or project demand is to provide accurate estimates. We have also talked about in my previous video analogous estimating. Analogous estimating is used when your company has done similar previous projects and your project sponsor asks you to provide details within couple of days because you do not have time to spend in planning process group. So what we do, we will ask the PMO office, or we can request the PMO office to provide us the documentation of similar previous projects. We will take that documentation from the PMO office and we will make some changes according to the needs of the current project, and then we can compile our estimates, human estimates for resources, that is human resource, cost resource and material resource. Another tool and technique is called parametric estimating. This technique uses a statistical relationship between data. For instance, if an activity needs 4000 hours of coding and it needs to finish it in 1 hour, it will require 2 people of coding. If installation of one computer takes 2 hours to complete, and if you are going to install softwares on 40 computers, how long it will take? So you will just multiply 2 with 40 and that becomes 80. Alternative analysis is the evaluation of different choices available to achieve a particular project management objectives. You can perform one work through different methods. So alternative analysis technique is used to work on different options to produce deliverables effectively or to perform project work. We have also talked about project management information system. These are the softwares which you cannot ignore, which you cannot eliminate to compile or to work on your project documents. You need softwares like MS Word, MS Excel, PowerPoint for general presentations. You need soft project management softwares as well, like Project, Microsoft Project, or Primavera. For virtual teams or document sharing, you need softwares like SharePoint and things like that, softwares like that. So the PMIS is used to compare the baseline with the actual accomplishment of each activity, manage materials, collect financial data, and keep a record for reporting purposes. So these were the tools and techniques of estimate activity resources. Now let's talk about acquire project team. Acquire resources is the process of obtaining team members, facilities, equipment, material, supplies, and other resources necessary to complete project work. So for inputs to this process, you need resource management plan, procurement management plan, cost baseline. You need network diagram, you need calendars, you need resource requirement, you need stakeholder register. It means you need everything. Before coming to acquire project team, always remember, you will have to complete your documents like stakeholder register, like you must gather your requirements first, you must compile requirement traceability matrix, you must compile project scope statement, you must have a work breakdown structure and its dictionary, and based on the WBS you must identify your activities, activity attributes, milestone list. You must have prepared you must prepare network diagram, and based on the network diagram you must perform cost estimation as well. So you need cost baseline here as an input. After then you can start your work on acquiring project resources. So acquire resource process is part of executing process group, and now you are going to basically start your project deliverables, means you are going to start your work in executing process group. Now it's time to obtain team members within your company through functional managers or from third party organizations. So how you will find out suitable resources for your activities of the project? So to assign the activity to any team member, you need to work on the following: availability of the resource, that if cost resource, his or her ability, experience, skills, attitude, and internal factors. You must work on these things. You must work on these points to obtain the suitable and best resource available for your activities, which you will have to work on. So first tool and technique was decision making. In decision making, how we take decision? We take decision based on the availability of the resource, cost, ability, experience, skills, attitude, and internal factors. Second tool and technique is called negotiation. Negotiation means obviously you do not have your team members all the time available in your office. To work on your project activities, You need resources, but those resources belongs to different departments. So you must work and convince your functional managers to ensure that the project receives appropriately competent staff in the required time frame, and that the project team members will be able, willing, and authorized to work on the project until their responsibilities are completed. And pre-assignment is another tool and technique. What is pre-assignment? Pre-assigned team members list will be given in a project charter. When your project was initiated based on some specific team members, they are considered pre-assigned team members. And virtual teams, like in current days, we all are working from home. These are called virtual teams. Virtual teams can produce project deliverables working from their home or somewhere else. Or for example, if your team members are working in different countries. So the use of virtual team creates new possibilities when acquire project team members. So we have talked about in detail in last previous video, and virtual teams is the last tool and technique of acquire resources. So this was recap of my previous video. So we have talked about the tools and techniques of plan resource management, means plan resources, estimate resources, and acquire resources. Now let's talk about the tools and techniques of another process, that is called develop schedule. After obtaining suitable team members for your project work, it doesn't mean that you will not develop them. So you need to develop them so that they can produce project deliverables effectively and efficiently. So first, tool and technique. What is tool and technique? Tool and techniques are the skills of a project manager which he or she applies to get things done accurately. So first tool and technique is called co-location. Co-location, also referred to as tight matrix, involves placing many or all of the most active project team members in the same physical location to enhance their ability to perform as a team. Co-location can be temporary, such as at strategically important times during the project or for the entire project. Co-location strategies can include a team meeting rooms, sometimes called war rooms, places to most schedules or other convenience that enhance communication and sense of community. While co-location is considered a good strategy, the use of virtual teams can bring benefit such as the use of more skilled resources, reduced costs, less travel and relocation expenses, and proximity of team members to suppliers, customers, or other key stakeholders. Another tool and technique is called virtual teams, and we have talked about virtual teams. Third tool and technique is called communication technology. Communication technology, also known as information technology, refers to all equipment and programs that are used to process and communicate information. Professionals in the communication technology field specialize in the development, installation, and services of these hardware and software systems. You cannot produce your project deliverables effectively and efficiently without communication technology. Fourth tool and technique is called conflict management. Conflict is called differences of opinion between two groups or people. Is the ability to listen to both parties, take decision to benefit project. Good teams manage conflicts. They do not ignore conflicts. So for more details, please watch my video on conflict management. Another tool and technique is motivation. Teams are motivated by empowering them to participate in decision making and encouraging them to work independently. I have uploaded my talk on motivation, so please watch my full video on motivation. Another tool and technique used in develop team process is called team building. Trust is gained or lost from the minute you meet each team member for the first time. If the team does not trust you, you cannot easily be successful. So the team will not take your directions or follows your instructions, and the project will suffer. Once you have trust, it can be lost if you are not honest or consistent. So do you know what your reputation is? Always remember. Do you have the attitude of helping to build the team? And third point, do you think the team members should just follow instruction and accept what they are told? So if you have answer to these questions as a project manager, then you can take work from your team members. So you must always work on your reputation as well. If your reputation is not good, you cannot things done from your team members easily. And work on your attitude. And this attitude should be helping. It must be facilitating. You must lead by example. So you must work on attitude of your person, of yourself. And always remember, team members will not just follow your instructions. They will follow your instructions if they trust you. Otherwise, you will feel very difficult time. You will face very difficult time in your project life cycle. So, team building involves team members in planning the project, including the creating the work breakdown structure or group. How team members will take interest in the project. If you involve your team members from the very beginning of the project, you must involve your team members in planning process groups, like working on gathering requirements, like working on work breakdown structure. You must involve your team members to work on work breakdown structure, work breakdown structure dictionary, activity list, activity attributes, and network diagram, because they are the people who will produce deliverables, not you. So if you involve them, they will own the activities of the project. You must hold milestone parties, for instance. Celebrate holidays and birthdays together. And training sessions or taking classes together. These all things will bring team members together as a team. And obviously, recognition and rewards. People are motivated when they feel they are important to something. Basically, money is viewed as a tangible aspect of any reward system, but intangible rewards could be equally or even more effective, like opportunity to grow, accomplishment, and appreciation. Another tool and technique is called individual or team assessment. It gives project manager to identify the team members or teams' strengths and weaknesses. Various tools are available such as surveys, specific assessments, structured interviews, ability test, and focus group to assess your team members and team assessment. Our fifth process of project resource management is called manage teams. To manage your teams, you have just two tools and techniques: interpersonal and team skills, and project management information system. Both tools and techniques we have covered in this video. So I'm not going to talk about again on these tools and techniques. Always remember, different tools and techniques are used in different processes, like expert judgment and meetings are the common tools and techniques in all processes around all processes of PMBOK. So different tools and techniques we can use in different processes prescribed by the project management body of knowledge. The last process of project resource management is called control resources. In control resources, we have four tools and techniques. Number one is data analysis. It includes alternative analysis, it includes cost benefit analysis, it includes performance reviews, it includes trend analysis. In alternative analysis, alternatives can be analyzed to select the best resolution for correcting variances in resource utilization. In cost benefit analysis, this analysis helps to determine the best corrective actions in terms of cost in case of project deviation. In performance review, measures, compare and analyze planned resource utilization to actual resource utilization. In trend analysis, as the project progresses, the project team may use trend analysis based on current performance information to determine the resources needed at upcoming stages of the project. So these are the details of data analysis tool and technique of control resources. Whereas in problem solving, you must identify the problem. You must define the problem. You must break it into smaller, manageable problems. You must collect data to investigate what is the issue going on. You, based on the data, think about it. Try to understand the issue. Try to understand the problem and find the root cause of the problem. And then you must provide suitable solutions to solve the problem and determine if the problem has been fixed. Interpersonal and team skills and project management information system. These tools and techniques we have used and studied in previous processes of project resource management. So this is all about tools and techniques of project resource management. If you always remember, if you have understood the tools and techniques and if you memorize them easily, you will have no problem, no difficulty in learning the processes of planned resource management. So give enough time to understand the tools and techniques of resource management knowledge area, because this knowledge area is extremely important, because when you will fall in executing process group, which is the largest and longest phase of the project, you will produce deliverables, and obviously who will produce those deliverables? Your team members. So you will have to get things done from your team members well on time, according to the specification and within budget. And whenever team member works somewhere, they play politics, they don't behave properly, they don't listen to the project manager. So if a project manager is incapable of taking things done from the team members in time according to specification, so obviously you will be in trouble. So if as a project manager you do not understand the skills, tools and techniques to get things done from the team member, which we have covered in these two videos, you will face difficulty in executing project group. You will not be able to take work on time from your team members. So I am sure you will give enough time to these videos to understand the importance of skills and tool and techniques which you need to get things done from the project team members. Do not forget, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Thank you.